This week, our adventures have taken us to the rolling hills of Ireland. Unfortunately, not actually in Ireland. We are doing an Ireland-themed Psalm 23 VBS at our church this week. We love using the Answers in Genesis curriculum, and this year it has us in Ireland. You can see up here the theme is Emerald Crossing. It's an Irish adventure through Psalm 23. So we thought we would take you along on the adventure of just how we're decorating, how we're setting up, and maybe ways and things that would be helpful for you as you're setting up your own VBS. Over here we have our sheep corral, which we had one of our youth that painted these awesome sheep. They turned out amazing, made little stands for them. And then we just took some twine, tied some little knots on it to kind of create a little barbed wire fence effect. We made a tree up here with kind of the balloon arch effect. So these trees are actually one of my favorite parts of VBS. I look forward to every year. I don't know why, but making trees out of paper is fun. This right here is just, we take brown butcher paper, crumple it all up, kind of uncrumple it and staple it around. My son actually made this one with the limbs that kind of weave into the balloon arch thing, which I never made a balloon arch to this and actually found out it's a lot of fun. But there's a lot you can do for VBS if you could just get some big rolls of colored butcher paper. Okay, so this is our main area where we have opening and our closing drama. The kids check in here each night. The check-in tables are about to be tidied up to be ready for the night. They're a little mess from last night. These grass rugs I got at a local discount store, and they have been great for the kids. Each class kind of has their pasture that when they come in, they sit with their teachers in their area, and they've had fun with that. We had a woman in our church who made these adorable little sheep baskets that hold the kids' clipboards with their opening activities in it, just to keep them busy while they're waiting for things to start after they arrive. We've used some shepherd staffs we had in the costume closet from past plays to make sign holders for each class. And then over here is our drama backdrop. And this is always awesome because it serves as the drama backdrop, but it's also just like that first thing the kids see when they walk in, and it's pretty big, so it's kind of awe-inspiring. But we use the Answers in Genesis large drama scene setters for that. Normally we put them all kind of flat because it is one continuous scene, but this year we thought it would be fun to break them up and kind of give some dimension to the whole thing and add a few items to that. So we added this church this year that's just cardboard and paper set on a chalkboard, rolling chalkboard, and then we have this little cottage over here that's actually built on, we put this rock paper stuff on this little hut that we actually use every year. We had a gentleman in our church that built us this awesome piece a couple years ago, and we just find new ways to use it each year. So you can see from behind, in the past it's kind of just been a wood slat hut. Just a quick glimpse at the back of our backdrops in case you're wondering. Jacob builds these wood frames, and then we cover them in a heavy cardboard. We tape together all of our posters so we can get them all lined up perfectly, and then we staple the whole big giant poster to this stand. So that's worked great over the years. This hall right here was one of my favorite halls, or places actually, to decorate. This is our Psalm 23 hall. So we use the large scene setter posters from Answers in Genesis to put the verse, and then on opposing sides of the wall we added some dimension to that. So on this side, on the opposite side of the Lord is my shepherd, we have this silhouette of a shepherd and his sheep. Continuing down, we have Psalm 23, 2 and 3. He makes me lie down beside green pastures and leads me beside still waters. So on the opposite side of the wall, we have our sheep out in the pasture and coming to the waters. Next, we walk through the Valley of the Shadow of Death, which is my absolute favorite because, I don't know, you can just feel it. It really creates the mood of what the verse is saying, and I just love working with butcher paper. There's not anything you can't make out of some crumpled butcher paper. Next is Psalm 23:5, you prepare a table before me. So we've got just this cute little tree and we've laid out a little table. And finally, this area for Psalm 23:6 was kind of fun. We had a couple of our youth girls that we said, hey, here's the poster, here's the verse. What do you think we should do here? And they decorated this area with these flowers, this kind of green flower trellis, and this sun over here. Again, with stuff just coming from the ceiling, it really adds dimension and helps create an atmosphere that's easily done with just adding stuff to the ceiling. This is the hallway leading into our classroom. We have put up a bridge out here just made out of some cardboard blocks that we cut and painted. These little stands that hold the little signs we made for each day's sign that turns. So this night it was grumbling to grateful. We've had fearful, from fear to peace. We've had just each night it changes, the signs change. The kids go in one doorway and they come out the other one. So tonight they'll go in grumbling and they will come out grateful. In the teaching room, we use the Answers in Genesis scene setters to, again, stay with this bridge theme. Each night a new word is added to each side of the bridge, so from lost to found, wrong to right, you can see there. And then the rest of the room, we kind of just went with this rolling hills, sheep, flowers, butterflies, keeping it pretty simple. Down here in this area is our music area. We made this kind of weeping willow tree down here framing the TV that the kids have the lyrics for their music time on. On the floor in here, we had someone cut and paint these little stones for us, kind of like stepping stones that the kids all have a spot to sit on, which has been really helpful. And then this over here is our puppet stage. So our puppet pops up from behind here each night and helps our teachers teach the lesson. This is our snack room. We went with an Ireland theme for this, kind of a travel theme. We use the large scene setter posters over on this wall. During snack time, our snack leaders talk to the kids about each location. It kind of helps the teachers to have more time in teaching time, not needing to cover that. Cute little trail between the posters and the airplane moves each day as they move from place to place. Over on this other wall, we have the full map of Ireland, which also has all the different places that they go to each day, so the different places around Ireland that they'll visit. And then besides that, we just stuck with kind of a flag theme. We have the orange, white, and green streamers, and then also our memory verses on this flag. Keeping with the Irish flag theme, outside the snack room, we have some luggage and these flags that we just very simply made out of white, orange, and green paper. We hung airplanes from the ceiling because any chance we get to hang something from the ceiling, we think it really adds to the effect. And down here was our Welcome to Ireland sign with our very out of proportion maps. This is our rainbow hallway. We have these cute paper clouds and just put up a large amount of tulle to create this rainbow effect. It has been a hit with the kids this week. They've had fun walking through the rainbow hall as they go to science and craft or to the preschool area. This is our science and craft room. We carried the rainbow theme from the hallway into here. Really basic in here. We didn't do a whole lot. We have some temporary walls that things don't like to attach to, so we kept the decoration mostly just to the ceiling, and man, just throwing some streamers up on the ceiling really had a high impact. And then We made some clouds just out of some polyfill, hung them with some fishing line, and did some rainbow colored tablecloths. As you can maybe see, the kids have been a little rough with them and they're probably ready to be changed for the night. So we thought this would be a fun room, as when you're thinking about Ireland and the rolling hillside, you think about the rainbow, but also as they're going to be here tonight, we're going to be talking about, that when we think of Ireland, let's not just think of leprechauns and pots of gold and rainbow, but let's talk about what the rainbow is really about and the reason we have it. So this is our preschool stations room. So after lesson time, they come in and break into small groups and do these little stations, and our preschool teacher put all of this together, and it is amazing. These little sheep made out of doilies, and she created this little cottage area. The kids look out the window and see the Irish countryside, and it's just super adorable. This is one of our preschool hallways, and we had a couple of teachers that decorated it here again with the rainbow and the hillside. We like to use the large animal PAL scene setters from Answers in Genesis for this, and we also get these cute little hanging details from them. We love, again, hanging things from the ceiling. And then my son actually made this tree to kind of mimic the tree in the Welcome Center, so that the preschoolers also had this just overwhelming, fun welcome area. As we wrap up this tour of our church and what we've been doing for VBS, I just wanted to say, as you're following along, if you're getting ready for VBS this year, especially if you're doing Answers in Genesis VBS, feel free to reach out in the comments or email us and ask questions. I would love to share how we have done this, and in any way that we could help others would be awesome. I also want to just thank Answers in Genesis for just an awesome curriculum. We started using them many, many years back, and we have loved their curriculum. So if you're looking for a VBS curriculum, solid Bible teaching, crafts, music, games, all the things with the addition of science. We love the science experiments that Answers in Genesis adds in to kind of really make the program whole. So thanks for watching.